What's up, everybody? Yes, it's your boy, the man that is the former band from Dragons with Attitude, the sensational rock singer, also the person that is behind all the music and the background of Dragons with Attitude, the man that had did all of the rock singing legend, songwriting, everything, Thomas Edward Clayton. Yes, that is actual my name. I run a channel that is Dragon's Attitude. I also run a main channel if you want to go and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers, which is Thompson Kinchick. I run two channels. Dragons with Attitude, which is my music channel that I like to have all my music and out there, and also my Thomas and Kinchick, where I play games and I sometimes react. I sometimes, well, yeah, that's basically what me is. I also done a Detroit Become the Human. I've done loads of games. I'm planning to release a Rainbow Six Siege on my main channel. Not this channel, this channel. And also, before we got do something, I'm planning also to release a new album, which is I have no idea what the album is called, but I do know that I have an upcoming album which is called The Smashing Machine mark the return of MMA slash UFC from the soundtrack for the the movie. Make sure you go and see that in cinemas, and also make sure you go and see and watch the soundtrack when it comes out. As you know, yeah, that's basically a little bit about me and what I do. I'm a songwriter, I'm a former YouTube channel sensational. I post so much content, but my best work ever, my best known work ever, is replicating and making sound and songwriting of other people's work and making a little trivia out of it, just like I did on the Ozzy Osbourne trivia, if you haven't heard. And make sure, and my best known work on Thomas and Kinchick is my FC 25 slash FC 26 content, which is over 100 videos altogether. 100 plus videos altogether. Yeah, today this topic and this thing is talking about a particular person that unfortunately passed away in January 15th, 2005, which known as Sean Colin Ivler, who is as you know, he was the second lead singer ever, ever to, and also created the band before the Republic of Haters, which was John Lewis Okaluna, which is also Sean Iver Colin Ivler made this channel, Dragons with Attitude, and he made this band in like 1980, in like the mid 1980s, mid 1980, and the story of the detail is right here on my right here right now, solo me and you talking to the millions of people of secrets of who is Coven Ivler, and his music and his songwriting. So let's get started, shall we? Who is Sean Coven Ivler? Sean Coven Ivler Jr., actually, if I would say that, because his father was SR, was born in Germany in 1949 on January 1st, 1949, and became a sensational, lovable child and at an early age, and and was a mother's boy, having a having a different mother that was born in Russia, and having a father that was born in Germany was very difficult for their language barrier, if I would say. Even though having the word Sean and Coven in his name, but Ivelan means in Russia, and Coven means Germany, and Sean just means Germany, I guess, or English. But let's get started. Who is Sean? Sean, like no most everybody at the age of 6 was lovable into music. By the early ages of like music and stuff, he already wanted to get hooked. He asked his mother if he wants to do something. What does he want to do when he grows up? And he was basically into this childhood. Like, he really loved all the music, like Johnny Cash, Little Richard, flipping Elvis Presley. He and like Roy Orbison. He really loved these people, and he got inspired by the main person he got inspired as was Elvis Presley and Johnny Cash. When Sean Coven Ivelan asked his mother, his Russian mother at the time, well, nowadays, now she's no longer with us, unfortunately. She died at age 89. We barely even don't know her. But yeah, and he asked his mother and he asked his parents if he could have a guitar. They said no, you have to wait until you're like flipping 9 years old or 12. And so in the years go by, he was stuck indoors, isolated, and listened to on those wooden like radios things. So, and then when the time came right in 1962, at the age of 13 years old, Sean asked his parents asked his parents if he could have a guitar, and then they finally said yes. And then and then basically he got his first ever guitar in Taste of Music. He learned how to play guitar, he learned how to finger the chords, he learned how to do A, C, D, E, F, and then like basically he knew how to play guitar. In 1967, on January 1st, 1967, yes, that's right, at the age of 18 years old, Sean decided, you know what? I want to join a band. I want to step, I want to go step one further, and I want to join a band. And that's when he met That's when he met. That's why he met this young kid who knew how to sing. That's right, Sean. That's right, Sean met the person that was behind the band that created this band called the Republic of Haters. John Lewis Aklunana. He he met this guy at a bar. I don't. First of all, why would a kid be at a bar? It makes no sense. But he was at there, and he told himself, "Do you know how to sing?" In response, John Lewis said, "Yes, I do know how to listen. I do know how to sing. Why? Well, I know how to play the guitar." And the people said, and the John Lewis said, "Oh, you do? Let's form a band." And so yeah, that's it. That's the conversation. That's what happened with between Sean and flipping John Lewis. John Lewis, I forgot to tell this than the previous one. John Lewis was from Israel. He was born and raised in Israel. Sean was born and raised in Germany, but moved to Russia at the age of 3, and then moved to the United Kingdom to get a better education. And he graduated in like 1965. But as the years go by, in 1971, yes, 1971, yes, I heard you, 1971, in March 13th, 1971, the debut album called called The Republic of Haters, I think that is how you say it. They made this album right here. Let me show you. Let me show you. I have a lot of albums, so I might as well get through it. They made the first ever album right here. Let me just show you. They made this first ever album, and they didn't. It came out in 1976, but the original version of this album came out in 1971. So this one came out in 1976. So this is like the remaster or remake version of it. The old one came out in like 1971, in June 14th, 1971. So realistically, this is like the remake version. This is the one that I made. But anyways, back to big old Sean. It's 1971. He is 19 years old, and yet he is still rockabilly and out of here. And that was just the start of it. You see here, 1971, he was on top. He was like the best, not the best. But 1972, on December 15th, 1972, some fans went when he was at a live performance. Some fans were going too crazy. They jumped on the stage, shot his leg. Yeah, I'll show you the leg injury. I'll show you the I no I wouldn't I'll show you the gun that they used. I'll show you the gun that they use. It's a 911. No, it's a 1911 gun. It's like it's the Vietnam War gun. This is I'm probably gonna get censored for this, but this is what the gun that the crazy fans were using. Keep in mind of this. This is December 15th, 1972, at a show in Russia, in Moscow. Now, Sean was live performancing. He saw who the attacker was and instantly knew what he was gonna do. So what he did, that he blatantly got shot on purpose just to get paid that much. But as you know, it didn't go well. No, he didn't actually. But like, keep in mind that gun he used. He fired two shots, one in the leg, on the side where the bone is, like the joint when it's connected to the muscle. One in the leg. Hang on, let me show you a leg thing. Let me show you a leg thing. This is what he human human body. Right, we're gonna use this as so. I will show you where he got shot. Where he got shot. One there, one for his leg. The joint bit there. Got through there, and then one at the hand and there, right there. That's where he got shot. And basically, he was lying on the floor, all mad, all physical, all wanted to like kill that man. But he went to hospital. He had to sit, he had to actually go to hospital and get an operation to remove it. It took about 8 years to recover for himself. And and then it took 8 years. So it took 1980 before he was better. Took 1949. It took 1980 before he was out the hospital and nice. He had to have a walking stick or maybe a wheelchair. He picked the obviously thing, the wheelchair. No, he didn't. He picked the walking stick. And then that's why crazy fans like that. This was happening in Russia at the time. In 1983, 1982, at just 33 years old, he wanted to he it was not really that much to do. It was kind of like a chill day for him, just off work and not grinding out his album. At this point he was making about he made about 7 to like 10 albums per day. Like, it was no big deal, so yeah. But in 1982, at just 33 years old, he saw on the news, he saw on the news his best mate, his best pal, John Lewis Akaluna, had died at the age of 30 years old. He was killed. He died. Sean, 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 being him, he attended his funeral and gave his heart and soul, and also comfort his former girlfriend and his children, and told them that it's gonna be okay, everything's gonna be alright. What a legend he actually did. Fast forward all the way over to 1991. It's 1991, and the now 39-year-old veteran, if you would say, from music, has reached his breaking point. He just basically gives up. Like, he tries to commit suicide, failed miserably, because, like, what can he take? He's been drinking too much, been smoking too much, and basically, yeah, he's not really feeling well. So he goes to a counseling. He goes like a psycho practice to try and fix his life together. He spent over 10 years in that place. So yeah, over 10 years in 2001. Over 10 years it's been. So 2001. At age 52 now, he decided to unretire himself, get back into music, and basically do a live performance singing one of one all of John Lewis's classic songs, ranging from My Love Appreciation all the way over You Can Never Tell a Lie on Me, Baby. Yeah. And then he just said, and he does songs after songs on Legacy, building legacy on him. He also does, he did, Another Day in Paradise by Phil Collins, former Phil Collins person. They let him use it. Against All Odds, Take a Look at Me Now, another Phil Collins song. In the Air Tonight, also. The Land of Hope, The Land of Hope, which is a Bruce Springsteen song, but it can also be a John Lewis. Halfway there to On Love Yet, but it's too much for me. Another song by him. Breakaway, Married on a Beverly Hills, Tougher Than the Rest, Hungry Heart, Nebraska, Where to Go Now, Against the Odds, Take a Look at Me Now. Basically, he's been on a roll. This man's been on a roll. He's basically helping his live on the legacy. 2004, which is another tragedy thing ever. Another tragedy ever. He gets sick. He gets really sick. He's coughing. He has bad liver. He is basically can't breathe. He's like basically not thinking straight. But unfortunately, he went to hospital, got has gets treated, but he spent only 1 year in prison. In 2000, in November 2nd, 2005, marks the day of the day. Sean Coven Ivler has died at the age of 56 years old. marking an end of a legacy that he built, marking the end of a man that faces these fears, marking an end for the man that was known as the Russian slash Germany man. Today we'll be looking today you look back on his legacy and you're wondering why the hell did he sing like a good man? Because like a man that would once say, what is a man? What is he all got? When a man is a legend, but you never speak the truth. When's a man gonna learn to respect each other? When is a man gonna be the one to save the whole music industry? Spanning over years and years. Spanning over 38 years ago. And then just dead like that. 38 years ago from his music. From 1967 to all the way up to 2005. 38 years ago. Nowadays, 58 years ago. 58 years ago. A man has done his job. A man just left us without anybody. But oh no, 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 no. You thought it was over. Then, of course, after those two people died, it is now me. It is me. I take over. I'm the one. After these two people died at at almost the age that they're supposed to be, then it is me. I take over, and basically to this day I still do music, but I haven't done music until 4 days ago when I became on a live performance with the Shiny J Pop band and also Mia Leia Clayton. So maybe no, maybe Mia Leia can flipping get me a live performance up in here. I've missed the live performances. The live performance official audios, not the real one. We gotta wait until like years ago. That's gonna be a wrap up for the story of Sean Evelyn Coast. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't think you did watch it, anyways. Why would you even watch this? Like a deep dive of his history. Why would you watch this? I don't think no one watches this. If you watched it, then thank you. If you didn't, then don't thank you. Damn, I didn't even go to 1 hour.